This guy
is a good card.
I don't think
it's really
I don't think it's gonna be as good as people think.
Welcome to Inside the Distance. My name is Anthony Bichilio, a.k.a. Bush. I'm here with Mike the MadLab Ayurado.
What's up?
Before we start, we got one rule. We're from New Jersey, so we got to shake on this. We'll provide great insight on UFC fights every single week and do our best to help you pick the winners and give you the best leans. In return, all we ask is subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, and share the show with anyone who likes UFC and combat sports. Now, little opening statements here, little news about the last card. All right. First, Gastelum Curtis, fight of the night. No, I mean,
not even a question.
Izzy Perry was amazing, of course, the way it ended.
Performance,
but I mean, fight of the night was Gastelum. What a win for Gastelum, man. The head clash, I know MadLab started posting on Twitter, and Curtis started responding, and there was an exchange back and forth. It wasn't a bad exchange.
No, it was very nice to him.
Back and forth. You want to give some insight on what you were
What were your thoughts?
On the head clash?
Like, no. Like, with the overall fight, be totally honest, who do you think won the fight?
I think Gastelum won the fight.
Okay, so no questions in your mind.
No questions.
Right.
And look, head clashes are a part of it. It wasn't an intentional head clash.
Right.
I mean, that shit happens as a part of the sport. It happens. Just like Belcher got his eye. Like, it just happens. And unfortunately, you got to deal with the circumstances. So, no, I have no issues with the fight at all. And I think Gastelum was a clear winner.
So here was the backstory, guys. There was a little backstory here. So the backstory is, obviously, if you're a member at themadlabmma.com, we have a private Discord where we talk shop and stuff like that. So way before the fight even happened, I said, I guarantee you that if he loses this fight, he's going to blame it on something. And sure enough, he did. He came on Twitter, he started blaming it about the headbutt and stuff like that. So all I did was I took the snippet that it was like 6 p.m. that I posted that, and I said, figures, and I retweeted him and said, this is what he does. He came back at me and he started saying, well, I implore you to look at the second round and this and that. And I was very nice to him, dude. If you
it wasn't a bad back and forth.
I was like, listen, bro, I total respect for you. I said, you fought a lot better than I thought you were going to fight, which is true.
No, you fought great.
And I said, but I call it the way I see it. And the way I see it is he was the one pressuring more. He was the one hunting more. He was the one landing the more damaging shots. And if you watch that fight in its totality, he was the one answering last in the exchanges. Yep. And that means something.
Sure it does.
You know,
especially in a close fight like that.
It means something. So even before the head clash, I had Gastelum up in that round.
Yep.
Not by much. I mean, it was one of those fights where you really could make an argument for either guy.
Definitely.
But I think he won clear. I don't think the head clash played a big part of the role like people. But he does this all the time. He did this to Hermanson.
Yep.
He gave him the bird right in the ring, right in the cage. So it's like, just listen. If he's going to fight it now, he's going to appeal it. Is
he really?
Yeah. He's trying to appeal and stuff like that. It
was a great fight. Chalk it up. You didn't lose any respect because you fought a great fight.
I told him that. I said you gained respect.
Yeah, sure. It's a tough fucking fight.
You know what I mean? You got it. You got a
$50K.
Watch out with those it's a $50K bonus. You gain. It's okay. You gain respect. So what did you really lose? Yeah, did you lose a fight? Okay, I get it. It sucks. You lost a fight. You trained hard for the fight. It was a very close fight, but you fought well. And if you really thought you were that much better than Gastelum, like he says, the better fighter didn't win and this and that, but then you know what? You should have clear and concisely beat him.
Yep.
And you didn't.
Very close. Could have won either way. I thought Gastelum won that fight, and I felt really good for him at the end of that fight. That was big for him. Puts him right back in the running.
Yeah, but no disrespect to Curtis. I mean, he fought a lot better than I thought.
Now, the kid, man, Raul Rosa, man, the kid came out hot and, expended a lot of energy in that first round, man. He was going for the kill, coming out of the gates hot, right for the wrestling right away. And, Rodriguez fought a good fight. He fought a veteran-style fight, knowing the kid was a young kid and the kid had his adrenaline going. And, kid gassed out, man. The second round, he started gassing. Third round, he was done. He was out of gas. He had no answers for Christian Rodriguez. And learning lesson for the kid. Dana White said, look, man, a kid like this, young kid like this, he doesn't lose any points. No. Any style points.
He's 18 years old.
He's 18 years old.
What were we doing when we were 18 years old?
And I know a lot of these kids thinking they're going to come in here, dominate, and be undefeated forever. whatever. And he took a nice slice of humble pie. I think he's going to learn. He's still a great fighter. I think he's got a long career ahead of him, but he learned a big lesson on Saturday night.
We kind of knew though, right? We kind of knew when we were watching it halfway through the first round.
Right. If he don't get if you don't solidify this,
he was just very frenetic. It was a lot of nervous energy. It was like it was almost like he was fighting like it was a 1-round fight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he felt like he had to prove something to people, and you just can't fight like that. And then if you watch Rodriguez, like, dude, it looked like he was jogging on the treadmill.
Very patient.
Very patient, very calm.
What was happening.
He knew what was happening.
Yeah.
So,
good awareness from him.
Great fight. But
he
like I
weathered the
said,
storm and then he ended up really dominating those second and third round.
That was our only gripe with him. Our only gripe with him was, is he the better talent? Yes. Does he have the better upside? Yes. But he's still 18 years old.
Yeah.
But shame on me. I picked him. I probably should have knew a little bit better because I'm a guy that likes to let a person prove themselves to me first, and I didn't. But whatever. We'll see what happens when he comes back.
Masvidal retiring. Great ending to a career.
I don't think he's retiring.
Well, I mean, I watched him with Helwani last night, by the way, for a half hour, and you know what? He's the way he talked, man. You got to watch it. Like he was just like. He talks like gangster the way he talks, but the things he was saying, he's like, listen, I don't have that. He's like, I don't have that. I see the shots coming. He's like, and even though I see them coming,
he's not reacting.
I'm not moving.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't got that. And he's like, he's like, I just don't got that the way I used to have it. He's like, I see it coming, and I'm thinking first instead of reacting, and I'm letting the shots hit me even though I know they're coming. It's like I know that I'm just not who I was 2-3 years ago. I'm past my prime. He's like, and if I can't fight the way I used to fight and just be in it with, I'm only want to fight the best guys.
Yeah, exactly.
And if I'm not going to compete with the best guys, I'm just not going to go in there and do that. Now I'm 4 fights in a row. It's like I had a great career, and he went through the whole thing and talked about Game Bread and the promotion, and he got money now.
Well, that's why I'm saying he's not retiring. I think he boxes in Game Bread.
So they said, hey, Errol said, would you box? Look, I'm not going to rule nothing out. For now, I'm done for now.
That's his plan.
He's like, but if the money's right, of course I'll do whatever I have to do. I'm not doing bare knuckle ever. He's like,
you said that?
Understand where I came from. He's like, my hands, they hurt after every fight from me doing that when I was younger. He's like, my hands cannot bear bare knuckle. There's no way I could ever do bare knuckle. Boxing with gloves on, maybe in the future we'll see, but there's no way I could do bare knuckle. My hands can't sustain that kind of damage. And he was really cool. The interview was really good. You should watch it. But Burns fought a good fight. Burns, I think, deserves a title shot after the Colby. Edward, I mean, he's got to be next in line unless Chimaev somehow.
Well, they're going to make him they're making him the alternate for that fight.
Yeah, then they should.
But what about the only thing I'm thinking of is this trend with the alternate thing?
Well, I mean,
like, did you think that was I mean, I understand his English is a little broken and stuff like that, but so I think people took it the wrong way. I don't think he was asking for the alternate spot. I think he was asking for the winner of that fight. But a lot of people are coming out saying, like, how do you win a fight and then ask for the alternate spot?
He knows Colby's already getting the shot, and he just wants the next shot. He said, listen, either give me the next shot or I don't want to be a part of the UFC
no more. They're making him the alternate.
In case something happens?
Yeah.
Well, maybe there's something going on with that lawsuit, too, with Colby and George. But I like Burns a lot. I think he's a great fighter. I think he deserves another title shot. And then we'll see what happens. Bilal Muhammad came out and said, hey, I want to fight Usman. I don't want to fight Rakhmonov. He's like,
well, because he doesn't want to lose.
Yeah, and why does he want to fight somebody also that much below him, and also somebody with that kind of potential? So yeah, I mean, sure, he should fight Usman if I were him, but I don't think he has. I don't think it's his decision to make.
It's not. They're going to put him against Rakhmonov, dude.
Yeah, they are.
For some reason, I feel like they want to exile him off the map.
It's like
not exile him off the map, but they don't. For some reason, they're like, they don't want him to get a shot.
He's also that guy that's a prospect killer. Right? He did it to Brady, right? So they're going to want to put him in there to showcase Rakhmonov, and they might be on the wrong side again. Bilal's a crafty, good fighter, bro.
Yeah.
So that's a good. I don't know who I would pick in that matchup, by the way. The masses will pick Rakhmonov,
yeah.
But I don't know if I would take Rakhmonov there, man.
Tough fight.
Bilal's a dog.
Yeah.
He finds a way to win. He's won 8 in a row.
Yeah.
So, and then let's talk about the champ. That was beautiful, man. I mean,
Bro, the conspiracy theories that are coming out already about this.
Conspiracy
Bro,
theories.
please.
That was beautiful.
Bro, he was getting knocked. He was on the way to getting knocked
On
out.
his way.
His legs were done.
He played that perfect, bro.
He was going into the fight. They were saying that he was shook and he was this and he was that.
What are you talking about?
Like,
He
please,
knew
bro.
his leg was getting pieced up in the first round, right?
Uh-huh.
And he made a little strategic move to like go back on the ropes and do a little, because he knew that once he's back on the cage, which of course you don't want to see him do that. He knew that Pereira would go in on him, and he played it perfect, bro.
First of all, if you look at it in close view, from the side, he literally was playing peekaboo in his guard.
Yeah, it was
You
perfect.
see his eyes wide open.
Yeah.
Which makes me think one thing. If you go now, the fight that he was hurt in, he was hurt in the first fight. But it makes you wonder now. Even though he was rocked, even though he went down, when he was swinging back and forth, who's to say he wasn't maybe getting ready to set up the throwing over?
Maybe he
him,
was.
right?
He was just
maybe
taking
he
too much
wasn't,
damage.
But he was taking too much damage.
Yeah.
Okay, this fight here, he was not. I'm going to tell you guys this right now. He was not hurt.
No.
He was not stunned. He was not shook.
He took a chance by doing that.
He did the rope-a-dope,
Right.
dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Like people who think that he was shook or stunned or hurt, they've never seen anybody employ the rope-a-dope. Because let me tell you something. When he first got hit and he went against the cage, I was with him, and there was like within like maybe 2 seconds, I said to you, I go, dude, is he rope-a-doping him right now?
You said it.
Yeah,
We
I
were
go, is
watching
he
the fight
rope-a-doping
together.
him
He did.
right now? And sure enough, he was. Because listen, this is a guy who, I'll say it once, I'll say it twice, I'll say it 1,000 times. He sees these things differently. He just does. He sees things differently. He knows that this guy is the type of guy that if he smells blood, he's going to come after you hard. He's going to empty the clip. And he fucking knew that. And that's what he did. He said, you know what? I'm going to back up a little bit. I'm going to let him empty his clip. You're not hurt and you're not on Queer Street or your legs aren't chopped and you can throw that kind of power and generate that kind of power off the cage like that.
It was beautiful.
So like people who are saying this, just they don't understand the dynamics of fighting.
What a great post-fight speech.
Oh, what a great speech, dude.
That was a great
I mean,
speech.
what about with the arrow?
The arrow. And
Slaying the dragon? And
people
then
have
with
been
the
talking smack about him dropping to the floor,
bro, who
pointing at the kid.
cares?
Who cares?
Who cares, dude?
Yeah,
like,
who cares,
like
really?
who cares?
Let
It's
the
not
kid
like
let him
it's
have
not like
his
he
moment.
gave him the bird or anything like that. He just looked at him and he did that because of
The kid did it to him.
And right next to him when they were doing, he came into the ring and did it.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah,
I mean,
whatever.
Big deal.
You know what?
I loved it.
Little revenge.
I
Little revenge.
I liked it actually.
All right, so this is how the show works. We have 3 minutes to discuss the 4 fights on the main card, 5 minutes for the main event, and we'll start at the bottom right now, and the clock starts now. All right, first fight on the card: Rafa Garcia, Clay Guida.
It's your boy.
Dude,
That's
how do you
Bush's
not
boy, dude.
Love watching Clay Guida fight. How do you not love the burps in between the rounds, the frantic style, the crazy energy, the jumping around? But Rafa Garcia is a pretty good fighter. I think this is going to be Clay Guida's last time on a main on a main card.
Even if he wins?
I don't think he's going to win. That's why.
Okay.
I think
all
Rafa Garcia is going to win. I'm done picking the Clay Guida upsets. The
You're good with
Carpenter.
Guida, though, dude. You have a good record.
Yeah,
with
but
him.
I don't think this time. I think Garcia's good. He's tough. He's durable. He's got a good grappling game. Shoot for a lot of takedowns. I mean, Guida's a cardio machine. We know that. He's got the pace, the wrestling, but he gets sloppy. He gets submitted. But he is awkward. That's what's tough about him. The way he moves around so much. But I don't think he can get this done. And just there's going to be that time where the age it's going to just
soon.
all of a sudden like he just falls over the cliff, and it might be right now. And I think Garcia wins this fight. I'm going to say Garcia by submission.
Wow.
Okay.
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 Listen, I did say everything that you said is right. I mean, Clay Guida, how do you not love this guy? I mean, the guy represents the Grays. He comes in, he's got cardio for days. He's got a great wrestling game. I mean, the guy's constantly on your hips like a leech. But he's got to be stylistically matched up properly in order for him to really shine. And a guy like Rafa Garcia, this is a guy who also tried to employ takedowns and stuff like that. He's got a decent grappling game. Clay Guida, as good as his wrestling is, as good as his pressure is, this guy tends to lead with his head. He tends to get caught in guillotine chokes. And let's face it, like he's not the most durable guy in the world. The guy can get dropped. When you look at Rafa Garcia, is he a great fighter? No, but he's got all the recipes to kind of neutralize Guida. As long as he doesn't get planted on his back and he's not getting taken down and put on his back, I could see him catching him. I could see him submitting him. I could see him just outworking him. The problem is Garcia's gas tank is what you got to worry about. So if this is a high-paced, high-pressured fight for 2 rounds.
If it's halfway through the second.
And you got like a 1-1 going into the third, you're going to be sweating a little bit.
Then you get worried.
But
that's why I don't like the price. I don't like.
No, I don't like the price here. I don't like I don't. Guida at 6,700 is always live.
Yeah.
Plus 185. That's sitting about right with me. But I'm not going near that fight. But I do like Rafa Garcia. I'll say inside the distance. I think he can finish it either way he wants. But like I said, you can't count out Clay. I just think the train's got to start slowing up soon.
9,500 is pretty steep though too.
That is steep. That's why I don't want really nothing to do with this fight unless you're going to be tampering with Guida.
I mean, look, he does it so much, or you could see the upset.
It happens all the time. It happens all the time. And not only that, you got to remember,
I don't like picking against him.
A $9,500 price tag is good, but you got to look at it this way. He's going to be fighting defensively at some point.
Yeah.
He's going to be trying to elude the takedowns. He's just like, it's not going to be all offense. He's got to neutralize him to get his offense going.
Yep.
You know.
All right, next fight in the card. Great fight. Chris Gutierrez, Pedro Munhoz. You got two guys who both have devastating leg kicks, right? This is a fight of the night candidate right here. Munhoz, I believe, has never been knocked out. What was the last? I don't think he got knocked out his last fight either. I don't think he's ever been knocked out. He's as tough as they come. He's super durable. Chris Gutierrez is the rightful favorite here. But, I know the last fight, unfortunately, with Frankie Edgar, that was a horrible ending for Frankie's last fight, which sucked. But he also got put up against, for his last fight. That was kind of a little unfair to put him up against.
Well, I think it was a terrible matchup.
You know what I mean? But Gutierrez has got a 4-fight winning streak. Munhoz is the opposite. He's got a 3-fight losing streak. O'Malley, Cruz, and Aldo. You can't cry about that run of opponents there. Those are 3 tough guys. This is a tough one for me, man. As much as I want to pick Gutierrez, and I'm pretty sure MadLab's going to do that. You know what? I'm gonna go the other way here. I'm gonna pick the dog. I'm gonna pick Pedro Munhoz because he's a tough son of a bitch, and I think he's gonna find a way to get this done.
All right.
By decision.
Here's the reason why I went back and forth on this one.
It's tough.
Like really back and forth. And when you look at Pedro Munhoz, you're looking at a guy who's got a sick chin, granite chin. He's very grossly underrated with his grappling. He's got a sick guillotine series, and we know how powerful he is. He'll stand in a pocket with you. He trusts his chin.
Yep.
The thing with Gutierrez, I just think he's a little more technical. I think he picks and chooses his spots a little better. They both employ good leg kicks, but I think Gutierrez is a little bit more effective at using it for different reasons, where Munhoz is using it to slow you down. He's using it to kind of keep you in check, keep you honest, and stuff like that. I think Munhoz will be best served if he goes to grapple in this fight. I think if he grapples Gutierrez in this fight, he can submit him. The problem is Gutierrez is not that easy to take down. I know his numbers don't show it all, but he will keep you honest. And Pedro Munhoz can be baited in to a firefight. And Gutierrez isn't going to give him a firefight. Gutierrez is going to stay structured. He's going to keep chipping away. That 2-inch reach advantage doesn't seem like much. The 5'9" over 5'6" doesn't seem that much. But when you're a good calculated striker and you know how to utilize every centimeter of your range, it makes a difference.
Yep.
So I just think Gutierrez is going to be a little bit tighter of the fighter. I think it's going to be a close fight. I don't think anyone's getting finished here. I think Gutierrez will pull out probably like a 29-28, possibly even a split decision here. But I'm going to go to Gutierrez. As far as the prices, $9,400.
I don't like that.
I don't like that
Munhoz
at all.
never been finished before.
Because you're not finishing Munhoz. I mean, I'd be very impressed if Gutierrez finishes Munhoz.
I like Munhoz's DraftKings price.
I'm saying if you're going from a DraftKings perspective, $6,800, how do you not give him a shot? You're getting a guy that's durable. That chances are he's going all 15 minutes, and he's a very live. So to me, it's like a dog or pass situation as far as the betting and as far as the DraftKings.
All right. Next fight on the card. We got Edson Barboza. I feel like the guy's been in the UFC forever. Coming in as a dog, plus 145. Lost the last 2 losses were to Bryce Mitchell and Giga Chikadze. 2 tough guys. He's still in tremendous shape. He's one of the best leg kicker of all time. With his leg kicks, But he has lost 7 of his last 10 against high-level opposition. He's fought nothing but high-level opposition. Extremely dangerous. He's been in a lot of wars. Billy Q, minus 175. He beat Hernandez last time out. This would definitely be the toughest fight of Billy Q's career right here. It looks like they're putting Barboza as that look. Maybe he's going to be that stepping stone kind of guy where you got to get through him. I don't know how old Barboza isn't as old as I thought he was. He's like 35, right? Yep. So you would think he's more closer to 40, but he's still 35.
He's been fighting forever.
But he's just been fighting forever. He's got a lot of wear and tear on him too. Standing with Barboza is dangerous for 15 minutes straight, but I just don't think. I think Barboza just lost a couple steps, and I'm going to take Billy Q here. I'm going to take him by decision.
Bro, I'm so torn here.
It's tough.
I flip every 5 minutes on this fight.
Yeah, it's tough. Another tough fight.
When you look at Barboza, you're looking at a guy who, like I said, he's another guy like Clay Guida. If you give him the right stylistic matchup, he's going to chew you up. But if you give him the wrong one, it'll almost look like he's quitting. You know what I mean? So it's such a tough fight because when you got like a Billy Q who will entertain a Barboza fight, but also will kind of take different paths if he has to. It's hard because it's really what is Billy Q going to do? It's not we know what Edson Barboza is going to do. This guy's going to come out. He's going to be firing thunderous leg kicks. He's going to try to back him off. He's going to be throwing heavy shots. And then you're going to get how is Billy Q going to respond to that? If you look at Billy Q's record, his last fight, he beat Hernandez. He lost to Burgos. He beat Gabriel Benitez. He lost to Tucker. He beat Nelson. This is the best guy that he's ever faced by a country mile. And then if you look at Barboza, you got Bryce Mitchell, he lost to.
He's fought everybody.
Chikadze, he lost to. He beat Burgos. He beat Americani. He lost to Ige. It's not but he's fought everybody in the past. But yeah, he is losing that. This is such a fucking tough fight. If you look at the Quarantillo at 8,700 minus 175, I don't agree with that. I think this fight should be a lot closer. I think this is the type of fight that should be like an 8,200, 8,000, or I think it should be that even. I don't agree with those.
It's a good fight for DK though.
It's a
both sides.
It's a good fight for DK, but because I could see somebody getting finished. But I don't agree with these prices. I'm willing to take shots on both guys in DraftKings from a betting perspective. I really don't know. This might be something where you want to look on an inside the distance or something. I'm really torn here. You know what? I'm going to take a shot on Barboza.
All right.
I don't blame you. I'm going to take a shot on Barboza. here. I think I know about an hour ago I told you no. I told you I was going with Quarantillo. I'm going to take a step. I'm not saying I'm going to bet it, but I'm going to take the dog here. I'm going to go with Barboza.
All right, cool. But this is a good fight to get both shares of both sides.
Yeah, absolutely.
For DK.
Yep.
All right, next fight on the card: Tanner Boser against Ian Kudalaba. Boser came down to light heavyweights, had a 1-fight losing streak to Nascimento, who was a heavyweight. So now he's back down to light heavyweight. He was nimble, he's sharp, he's got decent power. He's got to stay off the canvas to make Kudalaba work in order to tire him. But I'm not a believer in Kudalaba anymore, man. He has that physical presence. He looks like he has it, but he plays the part. He plays the part. He lost to Ryan Spann, Johnny Walker, Ninchukwu. I'm not saying these guys are the best, but they're good level of competition, but not elite level competition. I feel like Boser fits right in with these guys right here as far as that kind of level. And I just think he makes not smart decisions in the cage, and we've seen it over and over again. He has underrated wrestling, doesn't use it enough, falls in love with the striking, and I'm just not a believer in him no more, even though I want to be. And I'm going to take Tanner Boser here. He's going to carry the power down.
How do you think it's going to finish?
I think Boser's going to win. I'm going to call it by knockout.
All right, yeah. So, yeah, I agree. Kudalaba is a lot better than his record shows, I think. Not a lot better, but he is better than his record shows.
That.
No, but he is. He is, though. But here's
skill-wise.
He just has things holding him back. He has the mental holding him back because he gets reckless in there, and he's got zero conditioning.
Yep.
You know what I mean? The guy's got very good, decent, he's got good wrestling. He showed us that he can wrestle. Doesn't use it all the time. He will get baited into a firefight. He's very athletic, but he does gas out. You got a guy in Tanner Boser who up at heavyweight was super athletic, very nimble, like you said, on his feet, good sharp boxing and stuff like that. Has some issues with takedown defense, but good card. Now he's come down to 205. He looks like he's in great shape. So we know the speed's going to translate down, even faster and snappier, but is the power going to translate down? That's my question. But you don't need a lot of power with Kudalaba.
No.
You kind of bait him in, you let him blow his load for the first round or two, and then he falls off the cliff. He's a different guy, and you can literally knock this guy out with a jab at that point. Yeah. You could. Really think about it. You really, really could. He's been finished in every one of his fights that he lost. So I'm going to go Boser here. I'm going to think Boser's going to Kudalaba's going to look good until he doesn't anymore. And then I think Boser's going to end up knocking him out sometime in the third round. So I'll go Boser by knockout.
This is another good DraftKings
yeah, I think it's a good DraftKings fight right here.
Good chance, high upside of a finish.
Yeah, and you got Boser at -110. In this fight, which is a good price, so I might be taking a stab there. But like I said, this is all predicated on he's got to stay on his feet. I still got to do a little bit more homework, but there is a soft look, a soft eye on that Boser 110. 7,800, sub 8,000 with a guy that does have potential to finish a guy who's ultimately always been finished is a great price. And then Kudalaba is going to test him at light heavyweight. So, I mean, all signs point to inside the distance here, so this is definitely a fight you want to target.
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. I think Tanner Boser gets it done, though.
Yeah, me too.
I do. I'm excited to see that fight. All right, we'll see. Now we'll go to the main event. Great main event here, man. This one, I'm really torn on this one. So we got 5 minutes with this one. All right, Max Holloway against Arnold Allen. Max Holloway's last fight against Volkanovski looked nothing like the first and second fight against Volkanovski. No. I mean, he got worked. So, in my mind, I'm like, did Max Holloway
fall off?
Did he fall off, or did Volkanovski just get that much better? And that's what I'm not sure about. I'm not sure. I think that Volkanovski actually just got that much better. That's the way I feel about it, especially after watching him fight Makhachev, right? So, I don't think Max really lost a step. Maybe he has since the past, but a little bit. I think more Volkanovski had got that much better. That's why I think that went down that way. His only 3 losses in the last 5 are all to Volkanovski.
And one of them he should have won.
Yeah. Which one? The one against the first or the second?
First.
The first one. Yeah, the first one. I thought he won that fight too. Very close. Could have won either way. 85% takedown defense. I mean, the great Max Holloway, all-timer, right? Arnold Allen. Unfortunately, we did not get to see Allen showcase himself when he fought against was it against Cater that it ended really? Was that against Cater in the first round where it ended early with the eye poke?
With the eye poke. That was
or was that against Ortega?
No, that was against
What was it? Was it Ortega?
It was Hooker, wasn't it?
Was it Hooker?
I think so. Yeah, it was Dan Hooker.
Hooker. It ended like right away in the first round because of an
injury. Eye poke, yeah.
An eye poke. So you didn't get a chance. That was his first main event spot. He didn't get a chance to really showcase it. But this kid is good. I just don't know how good this kid is.
Oh no! Wait a minute. Hold on a second. It was Calvin Cater.
It was Cater.
No. At the knee injury you're talking about.
Yeah. It was Cater, right?
Yeah, it was Cater.
Yeah. So we didn't get a chance. That was a perfect matchup for him to really test this kid to see because Cater's a dog. He'll go 5 rounds and he'll fight in the 5th and he'll fight for your money. So we didn't get a chance to see that, which sucks. So I don't know how good this kid is. And if I don't know how good this kid is, I'm not going to bet against Max Holloway here because of that. I believe in Arnold Allen. I think he's a great up-and-coming kid. He's young. He's tough. But, again, I can't go against Max Holloway. If I would have seen him beat Calvin Cater and actually fight through the fight and win convincingly, then maybe I would feel a little bit differently about it. But I'm not going to go against Max Holloway when the only guy who's got Max Holloway's number is Alexander Volkanovski. So I'm going with Max Holloway here, and I'm going to go Max Holloway by decision.
By decision?
All the way. 5 rounds.
Yeah,
Allen's never been past.
No, he's never been that deep.
Never.
No, never.
Holloway's done it many, many times.
So, he lives there.
Yeah, he lives there.
Yeah,
right?
he lives there.
Yeah.
So I mean, when you look at this fight, man, I mean, it's for me, it's kind of cut and dry, but it's not. It's cut and dry because anyone who thinks that Allen is even in the same rarefied air as Max Holloway is it's lunacy. I mean, the guy has shown time and time again what a champion is. The volume that he throws, everything that he does with his fighting style is just it's second to none for a long time. He's got 3 blips in his radar. His boogeyman is Alexander Volkanovski, and you can't throw no shade at that because look at Alexander. But you forget, like, those 2 fights that he lost to Alexander. Then he came back, that clinic that he put on Calvin Cater, 450 significant strikes.
All-time record.
Before then he comes back and he fights Yair Rodriguez. And he beats Yair Rodriguez. Then he has another blip in the radar with Alexander Volkanovski. So how do you not agree with you and say, like, I think it's just Alexander Volkanovski's style.
That's what his style, and also him just got better.
Just graduated because I mean he beat Yair Rodriguez, nobody said nothing. He beat fucking Calvin Cater, nobody said nothing. He loses to Alexander Volkanovski. Now everyone's like, maybe he's washed up. It's the same thing, dude. The same thing. So when you look at this fight, I think this is going to be a fight where Arnold Allen can win if Max Holloway does what I said Kelvin Gastelum wouldn't do. I said if Kelvin shows up at 75 to 80%, he wins this fight all day. It's the same thing with Max Holloway. He just has to show up and fight. He seems like he's pretty centered. He's matured a lot. He cut his hair. Like, he's all about his family now. Like, he put down the gaming a little bit. So I think this is and he took the time off. He said the reason why he took this time off was because he goes, the injuries. I had so many injuries I had to take care of. He's like, I just had to sit back. I had to take care of my injuries. He's like, I'm back. Now, am I saying he's going to come back and he's going to be the Max Holloway against Calvin Kattar? I don't know. I can't tell you that. But I am going to tell you that whenever I choose a side, unless the person is not proven, which Max Holloway is proven, I'm always going with the guy who I know is a better fighter. Max Holloway throws more volume. He's got good takedown defense. He's going to have to try to stay off his back in this fight. I think that Arnold Allen is a stronger guy. He's obviously the younger guy. He's got more power. He does have certain small paths here to win, but he's got to have a window that opens, and he's got to jump through it, where Holloway has 5 rounds to literally chew this guy up.
Card.
I don't think it's going to be as good as people think.
The card?
No, the main event.
Oh, the main event. You think Holloway might put on like a Calvin Kattar on him?
Not that bad, but I think it might be a lopsided decision.
I could see that.
You know what I mean?
I could see the inexperience, the super experience.
Yeah, I could see like the championship rounds where like he's up and he's ready to go, and Allen is just kind of like he's there, he's fighting, but just putting it on him.
I would love to see it.
You know what I mean?
I love Max Holloway.
But like I said, I don't the 185. It's very tempting, but then sometimes I look at that as that could be a little bit of a trap.
I like it.
So
I like it.
I'm going to look into it. But the 9,000 price tag, you can't go wrong with that. I mean, look at the guy's volume. The guy throws,
crazy.
230, 445, 102, 134, 129, 181, 290, 174. Like, the guy's a volume machine in 5-round fights. So
it's Max Holloway.
It's Max Holloway. You take your chances with him. And as far as Arnold Allen, if you're a believer, if you think that this kid has what it takes, 7,200, sub 8,000, there's no reason why you shouldn't pull the trigger on him a couple times.
Last but not least, Christine's dog pick of the week. All right, there you have it. Hey, thanks for coming on. Hey, we got some special stuff coming up. We're bringing somebody in. We're going to be doing another second show once a week.
We're bringing a very well-known person from the MMA community, one of the original goats of the community. We won't say his name until he's here.
Yeah, so we're really excited about that. So you'll be seeing that soon, as early as next week, and we look forward to
regularly too, not just a guest spot. It's going to be a regular deal.
Every show, every week's going to be a show. In case you don't know, we're from the MadLabMMA.com. If you look below in the description, you'll see a link to our website. Our membership website is also a $20 off coupon code or a link down below. Come check us out. We have an amazing community. We have our Discord. We have our private DFS podcast that MadLab does every week. Full breakdown article of every single fight on the card with finishing predictions, the leans that we like, the DraftKings prices that we're leaning on. So come check us out. You'll love it, and we'll see you next week.
Wait, one thing before we go. We usually do our little rant session. I wanted to save this for here. But I'm not. It's not going to be long. This is a statement more than anything. I'm starting to think that my best friend has lost his taste buds for pizza.
I made a mistake because I made a mistake.
Bro, that pizza, pizza tasted like Cheez-Its, dude.
I made a mistake. We went Easter Sunday to Pizzeria Munhoz, which I've been to many times. Great pizza, right? So last time I went there, it came out like Napolitan style, where it was like the dough was soft. So I said, next time we got to tell them to make it extra well done. So the girl came over, we ordered, I'm like, hey, make sure it's extra. She's like, are you sure you want extra well done? Because they're going to make it like burnt. I said, yeah. And they burned it,
dude.
Bro.
It was like crackers, dude.
It was like National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation with the turkey.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was like. And I was trying so hard to be like cool about it because his family was there.
Then my son Dario, he wouldn't even eat it, and then he ordered a pizza. It didn't go well done, and it came out mint. And I was like, damn, man, I messed up.
It was literally
like everybody's Easter pizza. So sorry. Next time I'll get it right. All right.
That's it.
See you next week.